Hey guys, I get asked this a lot. I want to go ahead and answer it. People say, hey, I've been to your site and I've seen you have all these templates and stuff. They go, but I don't see my industry. They'll say, do you have templates for my industry? Let me answer that. All templates are for all industries by default, right? You're not really choosing a template because of the images, because you should change them. You're not choosing a template because of the color scheme, because you can change that on every template. And you're not choosing a template because of what it says. It could say lorem ipsum on all the templates, right? You're choosing the template and you're going to change usually three things. So like in the admin panel, if I was doing that, for instance, I might do something like this. I go to the style and typography, and if I wanted to change the colors, I would just do a full batch replace every color that was this going all the way down. I'm going to replace with this other color going all the way down. We do that in our remote control software. We can swap it, themes and color schemes automatically so that we can cycle through different ideas of that. Okay. So you change colors, maybe, like for instance, for a plumber, what comes to mind? Blue or red? Blue. What about like fire damage insurance? Red, maybe orange, maybe yellow, right? So that's the idea. Is that color's optional, but if you wanted to, you change colors. What else do you have to change? The images. So if I want to take a construction website and make it work for, let's say, locksmiths, I just got locksmith content in here. All I do is replace the images for locksmith images from the top down. Locksmith image. Maybe I'll even leave the color scheme alone. There's no particular locksmith color scheme. Locksmith image, right? And we do images when we do projects for people. All this stuff would become locksmith images. Okay? So locksmith images. And then what? What else do you change? Colors, maybe. Images for sure. And content, the verbiage on the pages. Okay? Now, the verbiage on the pages may sound like the toughest thing, but every time you get a template, you got to change the verbiage anyway. At least with us, it's pretty darned easy, right? Like if I come over here to where I would change all the wording on that front page, look at how much stuff is involved where it says, sometimes it'll say the thing I want, but then other times it says construction stuff. Other times construction stuff, other times I got lorem ipsum stuff. This goes on and on. Look at how long this page is, how many boxes I would have to manually fill in if I wanted to do a full solid front page for the website, right? That's a lot of stuff. Wouldn't I rather just autofill it? Okay, so let me just say, Seattle locksmiths. And I'll say 35 for the word count, make it engaging, and flip it. Now, here's the thing. In about 2 minutes or so, it's going to be done with that, okay? Maybe 3 minutes. Let me make this point. I've had people say, wow, so if you're going to do 100 front pages, that's incredibly fast because you're doing them at 3 minutes each, so it would only take you 5 hours to fully correct basically, a front page like this, to rewrite through all the construction stuff and make it all locksmith stuff if that's what you wanted, right? It would take you about 5 hours to get all that done across 100 websites. And the answer is no, because we do this by remote control. We don't actually go into admin panels and do this way. And when we go by remote control, we have over 180 instances running in parallel. We've got 186 we work with. So at once. So what's that mean? In 180 seconds, which is 3 minutes, we can do 180 front pages completely fully to make them nice and rich and deep and cover all the topics we want. Even if after that, we're going to start flipping sections off. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and save the changes. All right, and then we'll take a look at the front page, we refresh, and we're going to see how all this stuff changed, right? So we can literally do a front page a second, okay? All this stuff, right? Whatever weird stuff it's talking about here in these boxes and everything, right? All these things about our current projects, construction, just all this stuff, right? provide construction service, all these. This is obviously not a real website. It's just something we work with in the back end when we're just doing different things. All right, so let's just take a look now. Okay, I'm gonna refresh. And what do we got now? Reliable Seattle locksmiths, your security partners. It's all Seattle locksmiths, all about Seattle locksmiths. If I go over to the next banner over, it just keeps right on with the concept, right? Now, if I come down, it's all Seattle locksmith stuff. Locked out or needing security upgrades? Trust reliable Seattle locksmiths to be your ultimate safety partners. Now I could use tokens so I can lock in the name, the phone, everything else. I can easily do content replacements of, and I can tell it who the company is. Again, it's in our remote control software. We just have dramatic control over everything in there. And this is just to show you a local instance, okay? Take a look at that. Everything is updated, all the stuff, all the way down. How long would it normally take to make all this right? And then I'll tell you the next thing, because that's for content. Now I can go in here and clean all this stuff up, the last little details, okay? But 99% of the work was just done for me, right? I mean, it's cool and it reads great. So what's the next step? Making sure all the buttons click through to where they should click through to, right? So if I did the front page first and I had no inner pages, and then I created a bunch of inner pages, now I've got inner pages, and this was just part of the page here. That page was already there. I can go clean that up whenever I want. And I can clean up this little small stuff here, right? But like all this read more, read more, read more, I need to make sure that those actually connect to things, right? Well, guess what? In our system, we hit a single button and it fixes literally all of this. All these things will link through to the inner pages the way they're supposed to with a single button click. And yes, my 100 websites, I just list them, click one button, and let them take care of themselves. It'll take a few minutes, 3, 4, and all of them are done. So all the linkage works, all the front pages are right, everything updated that fast. 100 websites, all the main stuff done, the front page is complete with links to inner pages. Whenever I do the inner pages is a separate job. But there you have it, man. All that done in minutes, just minutes, right? So then the inner pages, same thing. If I'm doing 100 pages times 100 websites, right? And it takes 3 minutes to write each page. Well, how long does it really take? If you're doing 100 websites together and you're running them, let's say on 100 instances, just to be clear, then you're getting 100 web pages done in 3 minutes, right? 180 seconds, 100 web pages. So, it's not going to be all that long. It's going to be a couple of hours, maybe 3, and all the pages are written for all the websites, right? So we can do massive chunks of work so efficiently that when you're paying us, you're not paying us for elbow grease labor. What you're paying us for is strategy, thinking through what we're trying to accomplish, getting all the SEO in place, but absolutely thinking through the goals and aiming that way. That's what you're paying us for. All right.